lovelorn leading man in a show we all know, River City, a Scottish soap opera. Early role for you.
Right.
What?
Yes.
You write about this. A brief role for you.
Did I? Good.
Good.
What else is in that book?
Yeah. And it's sort of intermixed with roles that give you you're very happy to be able to explore them on stage. And some you're trying to get a regular paycheck, and you have to balance these needs, the creative need and just like the economic need. And in those early days, what was sort of a project, a play, a TV show, a movie?
That I regretted? Is that what you're...
No, not that you regretted.
Oh.
No, we would never be so negative here at the 90 Seconds for Your Why.
No, absolutely.
No, what is one that stood out to you that really felt like this was an oasis in that period of your life where you just got so much out of it?
Yeah.
And you revisit with fondness.
Well, I was very lucky. I did start in the theater, and I definitely would say that's where I one of my breadwinning. It was definitely my sort of bread and butter. But I have to talk about Alexander the Great from Macedonia. Just because I got this role as young Alexander the Great, and it was a movie at the time that it seemed on paper like a fun idea. It was a kind of, I don't know if you know Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It wasn't that. It was a sort of similar idea, sort of Buffy-esque, meets young Alexander the Great from Macedonia. And at the time, they were doing the Oliver Stone Alexander the Great, and I'd actually, I believe, been offered a small part in it, but it was, do I do the small part or go play Alexander? I was like, this is it, this is my chance to play Alexander the Great. And I studied him, and I understood, I read all about him and his amazing horse, Bucephalus, and his love with Patroclus, and all these kind of things, and we got to Egypt, and it really wasn't what I was expecting. And anyway, long story short, I had the most incredible experience with amazing friends who are now some of my best friends I've still got from that. But there's this amazing photo, which I only saw recently. One of a fan on Twitter found it. I wish, because I would have put it in my book, but they wanted a shot of Alexander on top of his trusty steed, Bucephalus, riding through, Troy or wherever it is. But we're in Alexandria. No, we were in Cairo, and they wanted a shot of Alexander like this, looking up. So they decided, how do we get me up high, looking like I'm on a horse? They couldn't put me on a horse because I couldn't ride. So ultimately, they decided the best thing to do was to put me on a taxi, on the roof of a taxi. So there's this great picture of me sitting on a roof of a taxi being driven around Cairo in a full suit of armor to the waist. The bottom half is some pajama bottoms. And I'm riding like this, well, riding a taxi, and I'm doing this. Yeah. So anyway, that was a highlight in the oasis. But yeah, oh dear.